On Friday night, baby, we are rocking KCBQ. I got the fabulous Madison, the amazing Michael. We've got J.D. Morris joining us in studio with Keller Williams in Carmel Valley. J.D., thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it, man. It's great to have you here. If you're thinking about buying or selling, give J.D. a call today, 760-487-8399, 760-487-8399. Now, we wanted to talk a little bit about vacation homes. Talk to us a little bit about some deals that you've been working on in vacation homes and that type of thing. You were going to tell us a little bit about that. I guess you close vacation homes all around the country.
Correct. The neat thing about being here in San Diego is you're on a vacation. So we have a lot of what we call staycation homes here. But in addition to that, we sell homes out in Big Bear, Lake Arrowhead. We sell homes out in Palm Springs, Palm Desert. And then we've also, just this week, again, we're revisiting Vail. We're working with a partner out there in Vail. And we're also working with other partners across the country in Hawaii and other locations.
Okay.
So vacation homes are great places to go. You can make income from them. They're investments / personal use. But the other thing I look at and why we moved here to La Costa is because it's a place to live like a vacation. When we first moved here, we walked every day on the beach. And so, I think also people have to look at, my next home, is that going to be my dream home that I basically can vacation in every weekend? So we do both, but our last closing and our first escrow this year, we're here in Carlsbad.
Okay.
One was a beach home that just closed 2 weeks ago, and the other one last week we put into escrow is a second home in La Costa Oaks, which is a beautiful staycation community.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, and my dad always talks about San Diego, Southern California is paradise, right? It's how we ended up here. My dad flew out here in middle of January from Oklahoma, where we were living at the time. Pardon me, about this time of the year, second week of January. And it was 17 degrees on the ground, and there were 4-foot snowdrifts, and there was ice everywhere. They had to de-ice his plane twice to get him off the ground. He leaves the frozen tundra of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and flies out to L.A., lands, and it's like this, literally, Chamber of Commerce weather, right?
Right.
Lands, and it's his last assignment in Torrance. And he gets a call that the founder of the company is coming out and he wants to take him to dinner on Wednesday night. So they take him to dinner, and he tells them that the reason he's come out and taken him to dinner is that the West Coast operations guy quit. And the West Coast is really important to them, so he wants to know if they know of anybody who could take over the West Coast. My dad raises his hand and he goes, "Okay, Larry, who do you know?" And my dad goes, "Me." And he goes, "You're it. Tell Marilyn to get out here and find a house." That's how we ended up here. We were supposed to end up in San Antonio.
I came from Alexandria, Virginia.
Isn't that cool?
And we used to fly out, in Alexandria, Virginia, starting in November to February. It's gray.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah.
Every day is cold. You might have a few Indian summer days, so we would fly out here to get a little sunshine.
Yeah.
And we'd come to LA, and it was pretty intense. I mean, my wife grew up in Malibu Canyon.
Right.
And so we didn't have a lot of, it was actually a lot of meeting people, and so we'd come down here to Carlsbad for a vacation from our vacation.
Right.
And we just loved it here. I mean, I love La Costa Resort. I love all the great places here. And we ended up when our second child was born. 6 weeks into it, we looked at each other. It was September. It was going to get cold. We knew. We said, let's just move to Carlsbad.
Yeah.
And our son was born, and we sold our house and moved out 2 days before Christmas, and moved out here. And it was snowing the day we were loading the moving truck.
In Virginia.
In Virginia. Yeah, if it was snowing here, we'd be in trouble.
Yeah, so. It was like God telling you, "See ya."
Yeah, and we never.
That's really cool.
And we actually lived in a hotel for a month until we found our house.
There you go.
And we have been so happy we moved here. It's just an amazing community, amazing place to live. And we used to flip homes out on the East Coast. It was easy to flip homes out on the East Coast because all you had to do was finish off a basement.
Yeah.
But out here, I mean, investing in vacation properties is a phenomenal opportunity because you can use it some yourself and then rent it out the rest of the year.
That's cool.
And I'd love to tell you, we'll tell you a little bit about some of the neat things we provide to our clients that are totally different than anybody else is doing with their vacation homes.
That's awesome, man.
So I heard the interesting thing is you just were talking about fundraising for animals, right?
Yeah. We actually, we had Habitat for Rescue Humane Society on, and we're big supporters, of Rescue Humane, and these animals. I mean, they started out in December 2nd. They started out with 555 animals in the shelter. And at the end of January 2nd, we highlighted them the whole month, you know. And at the end of, on January 2nd, they had 333 adoptions in a 30-day period, and had 378 in-house. And that's 378 too many, you know.
Yeah.
But there was one dog in particular by the name of Wonka that was adopted right before Christmas. If Wonka hadn't been adopted and Christmas had come, it would have been her 3rd anniversary there.
Wow.
And so, I mean, way too long for an animal to be in the shelter. And, you know, getting Wonka adopted was a really big deal, and a real highlight in December.